In this video, I will show you exactly how we have generated over $100 million in sales using low ticket and high ticket funnels. And by the end of this video, you'll know whether you should use a low ticket funnel, a high ticket funnel, or a combination of the two. Now, before we dive in, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tanner Chidester. I've generated over 9 figures from home, all by the age of 31. And I've gotten every award you can think of and worked with some of the highest profile clients in the industry, like Tony Robbins, Kevin O'Leary, Grant Cardone, Justin Waller, Neo Davis, Tarek El-Massoudi, and thousands more that you can see on my site, EliteCEOsReviews.com. These awards are from ClickFunnels. This one in particular is for doing over $100 million in sales, and you guys can close in. This is where before actually I started my business, and this is showing 5 merchant accounts that total over $100 million in sales. Now, I only share this with you so you know that I'm qualified to teach you this, and with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive in. Now, low ticket. First, let's define what low ticket means. Low ticket is anything sold for under $1,000. It is typically sold via a website, text, webinar, link, but not sold over the phone. Now, exceptions may apply. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I know someone's going to comment down below, I sold something for over. It's just most exceptions, or exceptions may apply, but not usually. Now, why? Due to the pricing, it is too cheap and too time consuming to take up to an hour to sell it over the phone. Now, like anything in life, there are pros and cons to low ticket, just like high ticket. So let's walk through that to give you a better picture of what the pros and cons are. Now, the pros are you don't have to get on a phone call. It's great to sell if you have a massive social media following. We'll get more into that. It's easy to know fulfillment. Okay, that's always a good thing. Some of the biggest companies on earth are always with that stipulation, easy to know fulfillment. It's low risk, meaning if someone is upset, you can just refund them the money and move on. With higher price things, it's not always so simple. Now, the cons, it's hard to sell without a massive following. It's harder to sell than high ticket, but it's much easier to convince someone to buy on a phone call versus a website page. It's hard to sell enough volume to change your financial situation as well. So for example, if you sell 100 things at $47, that's $4,700. And then you have to do it again the next month. But if I sell one thing at $10,000, I made twice as much already off one single client. And I'm telling you, it's way easier to do that typically than sell at volume. You can't run ads unless you're able to lose money up front. So an example is if you sell something for $100, you'll probably need to spend $200 on Facebook or IG to make a single sale. So this means you would lose $100 upfront minimum and have to make it up with a back end sale. You need a back end sale offer to make it work, and people think that you can make tons of money without a higher price back end. So again, we just spoke about what a back end offer is. So if I sell something for $100 up front, I will then sell something for $5,000 to a small number of buyers after that initial purchase. And this is where I'm going to make up most of my profit, is on the back end. Now that you know the pros and cons, let me walk you through a traditional low ticket funnel we built with our Elite360.io software. Okay, so first, let me blow this up a little bit. This is an example of a sales page. So this is something that we started rolling out. It's called the 4 for 4, and it says reveal the 4 lead generation strategies to 10x your business for just $4. And then there's a button below. It cuts off a little bit, but that's how you can purchase. Now, after that initial purchase, we have an OTO. Now, OTO is just a one-time offer, meaning if they don't buy it now, they can never buy it again. Okay, now I guess technically they could, but typically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get them to buy now, because if they don't, you're going to miss out on that opportunity to increase the average cart value. So ABC, and the opportunity is going to diminish, and so you're trying to push them through. So this one right here is the OTO 1, where we add AI Academy. They can say yes or no. OTO 2, yes or no. OTO 3, yes or no. And this is on the FAQ page. It says step 1, step 2. So join the onboarding call, get your login access. It has this big red button to book strategy call, and then join the private community. Now, this particular funnel, if the prospect came all the way through this funnel, they'd have a total order cart value of $595, so $595. $4 for the initial offering, $97 for the upsell, $97 for the second upsell or one-time offer, a $397 upsell for the last one, and then we push them to book a call. So as you can see, the goal isn't just to get them to buy one little dinky item. The goal is getting them to buy a bunch of things so we can liquidate some or most of our ad spend. Liquidation is not a super tricky word. Okay, people will try to confuse you. It just means to make up some of the money we've already spent on the ads so that we can get a little bit of the money from every customer instead of zero. So typically when you run ads to a high ticket offer, 97% of them buy nothing and then 3% buy. Here, we're trying to get 50% or 25% or 3% or whatever the percentage, a higher percentage of people to buy and then upsell on the back end. After that, everything we do is trying to get them to book a call with our back end automations. And here is what that looks like. So this is our internal software, Elite360.io. You can go get it at any time. And this is a picture of our automations. Now, in terms of the first automation, it's an abandoned cart sequence. So if they click on the purchase button, but then they don't buy, we will come in here. Let me see if I can blow this up so you guys can see it better and start sending them a bunch of follow-ups. Okay. And so this is just a picture A to Z. It's a bird's eye view. You can't see exactly what the messages are, but we have text, emails, tagging, everything in there to try to get that person to go back and buy that product. The next one is if they actually buy. So once they buy, we're going to start pushing them through the sequence to try and book a call. On top of that, like we do with everything that we sell, we will call the purchasers to book a sales call. We'll use retargeting ads to push back to buy the original offer or book a sales call again, because it depends on what we want them to do or what action they took. We're going to use SMS and text. We're going to send voicemails. We're going to push our Facebook group. We're going to send emails, everything in between. The thing you're going to see with my company and what you should copy is we are relentless across the board to get prospects to take the action we want them to take. And at this point, you're probably thinking that low ticket funnels aren't as easy as you may have thought originally. This is correct. Low ticket funnels are great and can work when used properly, but they are not usually for beginners in my experience. So if you currently have a low ticket funnel that is already working and making money, you should be proud of yourself. That is far harder than getting a high ticket funnel to work contrary to popular belief.